Thanks for joining us, Rich. Just going into the new NBA season, what are your business priorities?
Business priorities, as always, are tied to the basketball priorities, which is, we want to win a championship and we want to have a business that provides our team with all the resources it needs to go and pursue championships. For us, that means maximizing our revenues, maximizing the yield on all of our assets. So the good news is we go into the season with a lot of wind in our sails. We've got projecting to be sold out for the season. Our sponsorship growth has been pretty dramatic this off season, and our media rights continue to go in the same direction. So it's continuing that growth path throughout the season and taking advantage of hopefully with some strong demand for the team.
So it's looking healthy, the Celtics at the moment, but what challenges do you foresee? What might keep you awake at night for things that are coming up on the horizon?
Well, in our business, it's always the unexpected that you tend to worry about. It's what happens that you don't project, and it's usually related to something that goes on with the team that may or may not impact the business. But I think for everyone, it's that continuous improvement. How do you sort of go from a place where you're doing well and find more growth, right? We only play 82 games no matter what. There's only 18,600 seats, so you have a finite amount of assets. You got to figure out how to maximize the yield on those assets. So challenging ourselves to do that and find new creative opportunities to grow our business, is always what it's about.
You're renowned for your cutting-edge approach to data-driven ticket sales. So what's your process there?
It's a fairly involved process when it comes to understanding really demand and yield. It's everything from what's the right price for the right fan on the right night of the week against the right opponent to when's the right time to release the ticket to maximize the revenue. Once we've acquired a customer, how do we retain that customer? And there's a lot of analysis that underlies all of that. We've got risk profiles for every single one of our season ticket holders to understand whether or not they'll be returning or what the probability is and how we engage with them in multi-touch programs throughout the course of a season to ensure that they come back the next year. With our pricing, it's always a question of having your finger on the pulse of demand. It's scraping all the information that's out there about what a consumer is willing to pay for a ticket and what the right price is to actually move the tickets and maximize the yield at the right time. So it's all pretty complicated stuff, but it's stuff we've been doing for a long time, and we're pretty sophisticated, and we've got a pretty good system, but which I always hope is to be testing the upside of that system versus testing the floor.
Is there any room in your particular operation for maybe dynamic pricing? You see in other spheres.
Yeah.
Is appropriate to your business?
Yeah, dynamic pricing has been a way of life for us for over 10 years. We will price tickets up until half hour before the game. We released tickets back in February for our season ticket holders. And then since that point, we've had 8 different price changes based on our assessment of demand. And there are a lot of different demand indicators out there, but ultimately, dynamic pricing is breathing to us. It's how we do it. There's no other way to do it.
I wasn't aware of that, and I appreciate your insight there. It's good stuff. Jersey patch sponsor GE. What are your thoughts on that inventory being made available? Were you always in favour of that?
Yeah, it was a big hurdle to get over for the league and for the Celtics, being a great traditional brand, to say you're going to put someone else's brand on your uniform. For us, it was a matter of having the right partner, finding the right partner. We didn't want to slap just anyone's logo on our jersey. GE, with a great tradition, a great legacy, and a future, aimed towards innovation and analytics, made great sense as a partner who could take advantage of the global reach that the Celtics brand and the NBA delivers, as well as the local intensity, as they recently moved their headquarters to Boston to be part of the innovation economy that's going on in Boston. So they were a perfect fit in that regard, but we're also able to work with them on a couple of projects and take advantage of their data scientists and their Predix platform to help us on both the business and the basketball side to be more competitive. So we're looking forward to that part of the partnership as well. So it's more than just a patch on the jersey. It's actually a pretty comprehensive deal where we're able to take advantage of some of the expertise they bring to the table that we could never hope to staff ourselves.
further from that, what's your biggest potential revenue opportunity just at the moment you're looking at?
I would think our biggest potential revenue opportunity right now is it's probably through our maximizing our premium inventory, which would be our suites and our club seats. No matter how good the economy is, no matter how successful the team is, that's big ticket stuff. And we always go into a season with with inventory still available. And of course, that's not really what we want. So I think if we can be really effective in maximizing the yield on whatever premium inventory is available this year, that's going to be a swing factor for us in our revenue plan. I think we'll do a good job of that, and that's something we share along with the Boston Bruins, the hockey team that inhabits our building, and the TD Garden, the building we play in.
Just away from the business at the moment, then, Rich, you've got a lot of experience in the business, and with using your knowledge and your wisdom. Politics and sport at the moment is obviously a bit of a hot topic, particularly in the US. Right. What are your views on athletes being vocal about issues away from sport?
Yeah, I'm proud to be part of a league and an organization that supports our players in the matters that are of importance to them, and the NBA's got a great social conscience. We understand we've got a responsibility being part of the social and cultural fabric, not just in the U.S., but globally. And our commissioner, Adam Silver, I think, has really embraced that. And so I feel like, our players have our full support in expressing themselves on the matters that are important to them, and we encourage it. And the Boston Celtics in particular, have a great history and legacy of, valuing equality and inclusion. We had, we drafted the first African-American player in the NBA. We started the first African-American All-5. We hired the first African-American coach. It's part of our history and our culture to be inclusive, even during a time when, people weren't. So it's a natural for us to really support our players, and we're proud of our players, and particularly I'm proud of our league and the way, we step up to these, difficult, very nuanced issues.